Welcome to episode 4 of the Comedy Kitchen. I am your host, Dennis Wirth. Thank you for tuning in. And if you've seen the episodes before, you're going to know that I'm bringing on some of my friends from comedy to be on the show. We're combining my two favorite things, cooking and laughing. So from the comedy world, my friends are coming on. We're going to cook up some of my favorite dishes from the culinary world. And my advice for this episode, and I stick to this advice. If you go to a restaurant and you see a skinny guy cooking your food, don't eat there. You're not going to get a good meal. You go where there's a fat guy cooking your meal for you. You know you're in for a good meal. You know why he's fat? Because he loves to eat and he knows how to prepare food. So make sure you get a big guy eating your food. So for this episode, I've brought on one of my friends. We've worked together before. Welcome to the show, Millhouse.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What we cooked up for this episode, we are going to be making from the famous Brady Bunch episode, the pork chops and applesauce theme. You ready to make some Brady Bunch pork chops and applesauce?
I've been waiting all day for this now.
All right, man. I've been waiting for you to come on and do it. So this is going to be good stuff. It is a comedy show. We combine that with the cooking. So before we get going, why don't you tell people, how'd you get started out in comedy?
Watching Dennis.
Watching me do comedy.
Watching you do comedy, yeah. I saw him many, many years ago, and I was hooked. I said, someday if I'm close to as good as Dennis. It looked like he was having a lot of fun, and it is. It's fun.
It is. Comedy's a lot of fun, and it's always good, to make people laugh. It's a good feeling. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a couple of pork chops in a little brown wrapper there. If you want to pull those out, open them up.
Beautiful.
I'm going to drop them right in our little trusty bowl right here.
Oh, Dennis, they're beautiful.
So hey, we get only the best here at the Comedy Kitchen. Hey.
We're going to put them right in here?
Right on in there, yeah. We got a couple of pork chops in there, and we're good to go. All right. We want to season these things up a little bit, so we got our salt and pepper, and you choose. You want to put the salt or the pepper on?
I'm feeling a little salty
You're a salt
today.
guy, I'll be the pepper guy.
Very good. Fabulous.
Do-do-do. All right. Now we got these bad boys seasoned right up. All right. So as long as you've been doing comedy, tell the folks, what's one of your favorite memories from comedy all the time you've been doing it?
My favorite memory from comedy was doing a show at a Chinese restaurant. The show didn't really go that well, but the place was, I shouldn't even say to mention the Chinese restaurant, but sometimes the food is better than the jokes, and they had excellent Chinese food. Excellent. So it wasn't so much the comedy itself, it was the sit down afterwards.
It was sitting down.
You know what I'm saying, Dennis?
Yeah, you play all the restaurants, that's part of it. You get a free meal.
Some restaurants better than others.
Some are better than others. You're in for a good meal here with the pork chops and applesauce. Remember that from the Brady Bunch? The pork chops and applesauce.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
That's swell.
Not my total favorite episode, but I did like that one.
That was the best episode.
Well, okay, all right. It's your show, and I'll agree.
Dennis,
I'll agree with you.
Yeah, okay, all right. We all have our opinion.
I have a little kind of a different feel of what the better Brady Bunch episode was, but we'll talk about that later.
In my opinion, it was the best. All right, next thing, this is the secret from Mom right here, okay? It's a secret. No, it's not a secret anymore because we're on TV. You want to get a can of cream of mushroom soup, okay? And this, we're going to put it over our pork chops, and this is going to bring the taste out like... It's not gravy, it's just the finishing touch to really make it pop in your mouth. So you want to open that up? And we'll pour that right over the pork chops.
I love these new Pop-Tarts, Dennis. Remember the snack packs?
That makes it easy.
Remember the snack packs when we were kids?
School lunch, absolutely.
How many times did you tear your finger off?
The teeth, right? You open it, the plastic with the teeth. And just pour it right on over the pork chops there. We get all the sounds on the Comedy Kitchen, every episode.
Is that picking that up on there?
I would imagine it is. If it's not, I can go... And that's what it sounds like.
Thanks for not giving me a spoon to make it a little more difficult.
Yeah. We're prepared here at the Comedy Kitchen. Now, we'll spread it around a little bit because we want them to cook well right on there. Very, very nice.
It's a real nice pork chop you have there.
I like pork chops and applesauce. That's swell. All right. All the years you've been doing comedy, is there one crazy story where I know some night something wild will happen in a comedy show? Anything wild ever happened to you?
Met my wife at a comedy show.
You met your wife at a comedy show? Congratulations. Hey, all right. Well, how did that happen?
She actually didn't think I was that funny. I think it was more or less that I was getting free drinks that day. And she saw I was getting I bought her a drink. She thought I was a big spender.
You don't have to be funny as long as you can get the girl a free drink.
The
right
libations.
there, you know?
This is my new word, by the way, Dennis. Libations.
Libations.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't
word
like
of
to
the day.
drink. I enjoy libations.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
All right, so hey, got her a little liquored up, and years later he's married, you know? And I know how that guy, you know, hey, divorcee, hey, that's okay. That's for another episode. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to take the pork chops, and we are going to put them in the oven at 350 degrees, and you want to cook them from 30 to 45 minutes until they are brown. So we're going to set that off to the side for now as they will be cooking. Next, what's the next? We're going to make some applesauce, right? What are pork chops without applesauce? Come on. All right, so what we're going to do is, before we get into the applesauce, what are some of your favorite mainstream comics that made you want to do comedy that you enjoyed
Besides
watching
you,
as a kid?
Dennis?
Well, I'm mainstream now because I got the comedy kitchen.
Hey, you know.
But some of the bigger names going
Henny
up your way.
Youngman, an old one. Henny Youngman,
Youngman,
Ronnie Dangerfield, Steve Martin, and of course my favorite comedy troupe, Monty Python.
Monty Python.
That's for me really where it all started. Listening to old Monty Python albums and
Watching that as a kid.
spam,
And then, you know, I watched it a few times, but I know I had you on my radio show, the Lots of Laughs comedy show. If you're on Facebook, look it up. And I had you on, and you actually educated me a little bit on Monty Python. I remembered how he was funny as a kid, but that was one of your big influences.
George Carlin, of course.
George Carlin,
course,
yeah,
you know.
Voted #2 comic of all time right after
voted number
Richard
one?
Pryor was #1.
Really? Okay, I can see that.
How do you argue? And, hey, I want to give a shout out one of the greatest comedians of all time, Jonathan Winters. He passed away this week, and give it up for Jonathan Winters, absolutely. Shout out one of the legends of comedy. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to grab a couple of apples right there if you
What kind
want
of apples
to.
do you have there, Dennis?
We got, Granny Smith, right?
Try again.
No? All right.
It's a Macintosh.
It's a Macintosh. Granny,
Well,
apples, apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Dennis, the only reason I knew that, I read the bag.
You read the bag?
Yeah.
All right. Well, apple's an apple, man. It depends on what you like. Some are sweeter than others. I'm sweet, Millhouse, don't worry.
Oh,
All right.
I know.
I'm like the Brady Bunch episode. I'm sweet like the mom, you know? The best episode.
Well, Dennis, before you cut these apples, I got to go with the oh my nose, Marsha Brady gets hit in the nose with a football.
That
episode.
was a classic episode
And
as
to
well.
think-
I don't think it's as good as the pork chops and applesauce,
look,
but it was
look, we
good,
could
yeah.
agree to disagree.
There you go. Absolutely.
Okay, it's okay.
So have you ever cored an apple before?
Yes, I have, sir.
All right, you're up.
Okay.
Pour the first one, and we'll see how that goes. Because you got to get the core out of the apple first.
Has anybody ever cut themselves on your show, Dennis?
Not yet. Let's hope we don't have any incidents here today.
Jeez. There we go.
Little splash.
Beautiful.
Whamma
Look
jamma.
at that.
Look at that, huh?
Beautiful.
All right, so you got to flip it over here and push it the rest of the way through
Okay, I'm being careful.
without
not to cut
cutting
myself.
yourself. That's
I
right.
got a little apple sauce on my glasses.
All
That's
right.
good.
Hey,
That's good.
food isn't good unless you get a little messy. If you don't get messy, you're not doing it the right way. All right, we got one done. And let's see. Well, actually, we got a little knife over there. Maybe you want to peel the peels off of those while we're doing that.
Absolutely.
And I'll core one more here.
All right. Can we use this for the peels over the top?
Yes, we can.
All right.
All right, we got number 2 here.
What's the key to making your applesauce, Dennis?
The key to making my applesauce is mom, okay? If mom tells you how to make applesauce, you're in for a good meal. Mom knows it. See, everybody thinks that I like to cook. I love to eat. That's the famous joke on here, see? So while I do cook, it's more the eating part that I love because I'm a big guy. You like to eat, Millhouse?
Dennis, what do you think?
Of course you like to eat. Who doesn't like to eat?
Come on,
man. Good food. You go for it.
All right.
All righty. So, other than pork chop and applesauce, what are some of your favorite meals to eat there?
I like making my own roux, making my own Alfredo sauce.
Okay.
I really like that.
Set that in the middle there, and then we can both go at it here.
I like making Alfredo sauce, and people get all worried and all concerned about how difficult it is to make a simple white sauce and make a roux.
It's simple stuff.
Simple stuff, a little bit of a technique behind it, but you know.
All right, so we got the peels in here. We're going to throw the apples in here when they're done.
Okay. Oh, I've been putting it back.
That's all right. We just throw them in. That's
All
what
right.
we're doing here. All right.
I like. Geez, you get me thinking about food now. Of course, egg rolls.
What's in the comedy kitchen you're going to think
You
about?
can't go wrong with egg rolls, as we know.
So as we're doing this, who are some of the local comics on the local comedy scene that you enjoy working with?
I really like Alana Susko.
Alana, one of the sweethearts of comedy.
And
Absolutely.
I saw her on your past show?
She
Was it last-
absolutely. It was on episode 3,
Yeah,
so
and
the
she
viewers
is
probably know
just-
who you're talking about.
Alana is just, I wouldn't say, Dennis, that sometimes in comedy we may meet some people that I didn't
There's
know
a
how to
few
put it.
bad apples out there. Get it? Yeah, a
There
few
you
bad
go.
apples. For the most part, everybody's good.
Well, I wouldn't say for the most part, Dennis, but I could agree that it's nice when you do meet some people in comedy.
All right, our next step in this is we need 1/2 a cup of water. So we got a bottle of spring water there. You want to grab?
Dennis, what kind of water is this?
That is Poland spring water. It's
Not
good stuff.
Lemonster spring
you
water?
don't want to drink Lemonster spring water.
I heard a lot of
wouldn't
good-
recommend it. I mean,
And how much
drink
do we need of this?
We need a 1/2 a cup. Where we got a half right there.
All right.
Whamma jamma.
Beautiful. And what would be a matter? I heard Lemonster spring water is one of the finest in.
Lemonster tap water. I don't know. Well, hey. If you want to grow a third eyeball, give it a shot. I don't know. Otherwise, drink the Poland spring water. I don't know. I would not recommend drinking Lemonster tap water, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. We make a mess all the time. Don't worry about dropping stuff.
So a little bit
That's
of
why
lemon.
Mom's here. She hits me upside the head, says, clean it up like your room when you were a little kid. It's all good. All right, so tell the viewers here if they wanted to look up some of your comedy, where would they go about finding Millhouse G?
You can go on to CD Baby. CDBaby.com has a lot of my music and a lot of my stand-up.
Okay.
I'm Facebook, YouTube has a lot of different things you can watch from Millhouse G channel, and so.
All right, check them out.
When you want to get some few extra laughs in, besides Dennis, check
You
out
can
my
check
thing.
out Millhouse,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So we got YouTube, Facebook, and what was the other one?
I don't know, multimedia.
All right, yeah, you got it in the episode.
CDBaby.com.
Check him out. I've watched some of the stuff.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a funny guy, so we're going to do
Thanks,
that.
Dennis, thanks.
Okay, and also tell the people, I know one of the reasons I had you on is you also do a cooking show up in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
tell the folks a little bit about your cooking. What's it
I
called?
do Cooking with Comedy. And when I heard the name of your show, The Comedy Kitchen, Dennis, to be honest with you, okay, I said to myself, what? People are going to get confused.
That's a good idea.
That's, it's kind of a little more, how did you say it? Little
Less traditional
Little
than what
less.
we're
We
doing
don't do a lot
here.
of cooking. When we more go on the Monty Python. It's more Monty Python meets David Letterman meets bananas.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's good
So
stuff.
it's
and where are you airing out? Was it
GTV, Goffstown
GTV
Public
up in
Access.
New Hampshire? So.
Yeah. And you can check all that stuff out again on YouTube.
On YouTube, there you go. Check out GTV.
And we
if
just
you're in
started
New
season
Hampshire.
2, Dennis. And
Season 2.
I'm
All right,
hoping
should be a fun
someday
time.
to get you on.
I definitely will be on because you know what? I love to cook and I love to eat and I like Monty Python because I love to laugh.
Well,
so
Dennis,
it's all
we might
good.
not cook on the show, but I'll buy you lunch after.
All right, we can do that. We can talk about Brady Bunch
All right,
episodes.
okay. Yeah,
the
well,
pork chops and
don't
applesauce.
get started on that. I'm really
Pork
trying to.
chops, I love that scene.
I'm
All
really
right.
trying to remain calm about your thoughts about this being
Well,
the best Brady
I
Bunch
just think
episode.
it was the best episode.
We-
Hey.
I promise we weren't gonna get into that
No,
argument about
we
it.
don't need to do that. This is a fun-loving show. Okay. All right, what do we got coming up next? All right, next we are going to put a teaspoon of lemon juice in, and the reason we put a teaspoon of lemon juice in is so your apples don't turn brown. So we don't want no brown apples. So let's grab out our teaspoon here. We got
Does
the
this
yellow.
kind of stop the oxidation
teaspoon.
process or the browning process?
Puts a little tart to the taste, I can tell you that. All right, we got our lemon
you.
juice in.
Thank you.
After that, we are going to need 1 teaspoon of our cinnamon because you want some cinnamon in your apples, boss. And let's see.
Dennis, you're really putting me to work here.
Well, you know, here in the Comedy Kitchen, if you want to eat well, then you have to, put in a little effort into cooking well.
I need
All right,
a
you already got the
teaspoon.
teaspoon. You're already ready to go. Here we are looking for
boy.
stuff. It's all.
I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm trying.
No,
I'm trying.
it's
I'm
all
trying.
good.
That's beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
And we got those in. It's looking good, isn't it? I could almost eat it right now, but we'll cook it.
It's
Don't worry.
really.
All right. So as we're getting toward the end here, tell the people where would you like to end up in comedy after it's all said and done. Your career's done. What would you want people to remember you for?
Not doing the stereotypical stand-up, not just doing a lot of different things, But Dennis, again, I'm just really, I gotta be honest with you, Dennis.
Yeah, shoot.
Okay.
We're honest here on the Comedy Kitchen.
There is no way that the pork chops and applesauce
clearly
episode
the best
of the
episode.
Brady Bunch is even close to Oh My Nose when Marcia gets
No,
hit.
the nose episode was good. Don't get me wrong, but
Look.
I wouldn't say it was the best.
Okay,
right,
I'm
that's
okay.
good.
I'm okay.
That's
I'm
good,
okay.
that's good. It's
I'm
all
okay.
good.
I promise I wasn't going to talk about that.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to cook these up, all right? You want to cook these, and the apples will actually dissolve and turn into a mash into your applesauce. And once you see them turn into mush, or you could take a masher. Well, we got a trusty masher, okay? If they don't turn into mush, you can mash them up a little bit, and you're in for some good taste. So and then we're gonna come to the best part is after we cook that, 350 degrees until golden brown in the oven. And when you do that, you're gonna come up with your finished product.
Oh,
and here it is, baby.
Wow.
Pork chops and applesauce. Wow. That's swell, which is the best episode.
Wow.
Nice,
that is
right?
Beautiful.
I think it's all good.
Dennis, what kind of sauce do we have over the top of that?
That was the mushroom. Remember the mushroom?
Oh,
the mushroom.
The cream of
That
mushroom?
is the secret ingredient right there, huh?
That is beautiful.
All right, so we got that. So we're going to set that back over. All right. And, okay, if you get a chance, check out my website and support local comedy because you want to get on the local comedy scene, www.dennisworth.webs.com. And check out Joke in the Box comedy clubs. I run them all over the New England area, whether we're in New Hampshire, Mass, wherever we're at. We're doing benefit shows. Check it out. Just go out, support live comedy. And it's always a good time. Look me up on Facebook. Look up the Comedy Kitchen on Facebook. Click the like button. Let us know you're there. All right, you guys ready? Now we did the cooking thing. We're going to do the comedy thing. Would you be gracious enough to give the guests here tuned in at home some of your comedy magic?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be magic, but I do have a few things I need to get off my chest. So if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind to, if you graciously gave me a few minutes, I'd love that.
Absolutely. We're going to be right back with some of the comedy magic of Millhouse G. Stay tuned. To the Comedy Kitchen, and you're about to witness some of the comedy magic of one of my friends from comedy. Give it up for my good friend, Mr. Millhouse G.
Thank you. Dennis, thank you for having me on the Comedy Kitchen. My name is Millhouse G. I also do a comedy cooking show called Cooking with Comedy. Dennis, again, I just want to thank you for letting me be on your show. I had a great ride in. We've been talking back and forth a little bit, and I'm upset, and I'm going to vent a little bit, okay? The first thing I want to vent about is Dennis could not be more wrong as far as what is the best Brady Bunch episode, okay? Number one, there is no way that, even though that pork chops and applesauce recipe looked fantastic, if you think for 1 second that is better than the oh my nose, Marsha Brady gets hit in a football in her face episode, you are out of your ever stinking culinary mind, okay? That's number one. Number two, I don't know if you know this, but Dennis is the champion of comedy, but he's also champion of the Culinary Wrestling Federation championship belt. He's held that title for about 3 years now, okay? And I am here on his show to challenge him on my show, which, by the way, title is pretty close to my show, Dennis. Okay? But I'm okay with that too. No, that's an issue with me too, I think. Okay? So we've got 3 different things I'm upset about. The pork chops and applesauce Brady Bunch, the name of the show, and the fact that he has the comedy belt. Okay? So look, if Dennis has the, I don't even know, braveness or whatever you want to call it, if he really thinks that he wants to retain his Culinary Wrestling Federation Saute Championship, I am calling him out right now to come on my show, and we're going to have the first ever live taping of a Culinary Wrestling Federation match on my show. But you know what? I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he'll come out. I think he's afraid he's going to lose his precious belt that he's been hoarding now for years. So, Dennis, I'm calling you out right now. Come up here on your show and tell the people that you are willing to take me on in a Culinary Wrestling Federation match on my show, which is called Cooking with Comedy. We'll be right back, hopefully with Dennis's answer.
We don't have to be right back.
Oh, here he comes.
Coming up. All right. This is all good. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You know, as far as the Culinary Wrestling Federation belt, which I do hold, I get hundreds of thousands of requests to wrestle for this belt. It is a coveted belt, and you can't just, you couldn't be more wrong. I mean, I don't want to get into it here, but I mean, being on a cooking show, you're on a cooking show, you should know the pork chops and applesauce episode is the best episode. But if you don't think it is, no?
No. I'm up to here right now, Dennis. I've had it. I was trying to be as mannerful as I can on your show, and now you're ducking me. Are you or are you not going to come on my show, Cooking with Comedy, and take me on for the Culinary Wrestling Federation belt right now? Tell the people.
You're gonna challenge me
right now. Right now, come on. Do you?
I'll be there. We're going to have to figure out a way to settle this now, ain't we?